Let's jump to the story. We'll shift here. From the Daily Mail, Democrats' civil war over student loans explodes. Biden is blasted as out of touch and told he is punishing those without a degree by his own party, as new projections say it will cost Americans $500 billion. This is maybe a white pill moment. Joe Biden wanted to pander to progressives. The problem is the Democratic Party is split between the establishment moderate types and the far left. Joe Biden can't win. He goes and says, okay, fine, I'll give you some student loan forgiveness, which he doesn't really have the authority. I don't believe he has the authority to actually do this. It's a matter for Congress. And then they're trying to claim he's got an emergency ability to do it. The left says it's not enough. What is this? They're happy with some of it, but it's not enough. The Democrats are now coming after him being like, you are giving money to the highest income earners in this country. It's an insult to taxpayers. It's an insult to the working class. And it's an insult to those who did not take out loans because they received no benefit.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are sitting there going,
Exactly.
So this sounds like the Democrats are going to get crushed come November. They were looking good in that New York 19 special election. Then Biden comes out and does this. The left, they don't like Joe Biden. Leftists do not like Joe Biden. He's not going to win them over.
No.
All he's doing is pissing off the swing districts. That to me is crazy. But it sounds like the way things are going. Republican sweep.
I don't like how they phrased this article here. Democrats' civil war. I don't like that they're softening that term civil war. I feel like we're doing a real disservice to our species if we do that, because civil war is not a good thing, even in metaphor.
Well, they're just conditioning you to hear the word civil more and more. So when it starts happening, it's like, oh, it's been around for a while. We've been in it for a little bit,
Secondly, I just posted on Twitter earlier, I'm having issues with this loan repayment thing because I'm in this bracket under $100,000 salary. It's like $100,000 salary, $25,000 in student loans, probably $8,000 of it or $10,000 of it is interest unpaid that's accrued over the last 20 years. I'm not comfortable taking this money if they're going to print it from the Federal. I will not take this money if they print it from the Federal Reserve.
I don't know. Do you have to apply for it?
I don't know.
There's a website I heard that's already down.
It's already down.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm opting out of this. I'm not going to do this to my fellow Americans, man. They do not deserve to pay my bill. It's insane.
This is the craziest thing, too. It's like a bunch of conservatives are coming out saying, like, this is wrong. Student debt forgiveness is wrong. And then the left is responding by showing screenshots of them having accepted PPP loans. Mm-hmm. I think it's weird that they took PPP loans. I got to be honest. Yeah, I know there was a reason to do it. There was market stagnation and, people didn't want to go under. Mm-hmm. But I kind of look at some of these companies and I'm like, these companies make a lot of money. Did they really need it? Because I'll tell you this, Timcast did not.
Neither did Daily Wire.
Yeah, didn't take any of that COVID
Daily Wire
money.
didn't do it.
They did not, no. And
Really?
in fact, they were circulating a screenshot of a guy named Ben Shapiro far and wide saying, look at this, the Daily Wire took PPP funds. They never did. The Daily Wire made a point of never taking any PPP loans. In fact, if you look at the full screenshot of this Ben Shapiro, he's actually a real estate agent. So no, I didn't do that.
He's a real estate agent.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
They're just
the
lying.
guy.
They're lying.
Yeah.
Timcast, I will say this. I outright was like, no way. I'm not going anywhere near that.
No.
You know why? Because I knew it's like, for one, it's all publicly available information. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't want that money. I don't need that money. I would rather take the hit and then dip into the red and have to go into our rainy day funds or whatever, than accept, these PPP loans or whatever.
It's because they're printing it. They're devaluing our currency by doing it. If they were going to the loan companies and saying, okay, you're not getting your usurious interest back because it was unethical in the first place, that I'd be fine with. Then I'm like, yeah, let's erase what they think they deserve. But I'm not going to tax the citizens by printing more. That's crazy.
Well, tuition's just going to go up more.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
There's a meme where it's that meme of the guy and he's like looking all happy and it says when they forgive $10K in student loan debt, and the next one is him looking shocked and it says when your tuition goes up $10K next year.
Yeah.
Dude, if so Biden apparently is saying we got to make sure they can't raise tuition, but you can't. What can you really do? And if I'm a business and I sell, I don't know, UFOs or whatever. And the guy, oh no, how about this? I have a business. We sell memberships over at timcast.com.
Sign up today.
If the government came out and said they were going to cover $10 of everyone's memberships, if they had one, I'd be like, oh, it's $20 now.
Of course. That's what happened.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't do that, but that's kind of the idea of any business. They'd be like, okay. Because for the average person, they're not getting hurt because the government's subsidizing it. It is hurting everybody because it's stripping money from everybody to pay for a few.
Yep.
But,
And there's also that argument. I mean, what about the people who already paid off their student loans? We have $170,000 left from my wife's students' loans, and we've been paying on now for 12 years. You know, and even if the money were offered to us, we're not in the bracket or whatever, but even the money were offered to us, like, I would take it because I know where it's going to be paid from. And we keep bankrupting. We have kids. I don't want to leave my kids more debt than what we started with.